try to finish at the rim. But it's got to be some sort of pullover or some sort of forward ball. Try to get to the rim. Can't be a floater. It's got to be a lift to get a lot of reps in. Guys, shield. Guys, 1. Shoulders, 10. 10. 1. 10. 10. 2. Hell yeah. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take off. Yes, sir. Off that. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Low ball, high ball. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come over here.
Coach Ryan McNeil, you mentioned that defense and that focus. The last 4 games, the defense was locked in. Bit of a slip in game 1. How do you make sure tonight there's no slip again in game 1 and you set that tone right off the bat defensively?
Well, I think again, you don't ever know, like until the ball goes up, what's going to happen, right? And I said this a lot after game 2, games 3, 4, and 5. I said, well, we're going to find out pretty early if our guys are here to play tonight. You know, is the defense going to get set up? Are they going to be sprinting and great communication back in transition? And are they going to be down and being tough and taking responsibility for keeping their men in front of them? And if they don't, are they tied in for helping each other? So I don't know. I'm hoping that the last 4 games is more of who we are or who we are becoming than the first game was, and that we don't see that. I mean, I think in these games, each and every possession is important. Each and every play, we want to make them work, and that takes a hell of a lot of effort, and it takes a lot of communication, and it takes a lot of want to. You got to want to do it, and that's the message we're trying to get across to them.
I mean, it starts with turnovers. They're so connected, and any coach will tell you there aren't many transition defensive drills that you can do that are that successful after a turnover. And you know, assuming that you didn't turn it over, then it's one of the areas that we have great respect for the Toronto team in how they run after misses, just the commitment of running after misses, and they're unique in that they also run after makes. And when you really sort of study the pieces, again, assuming that you didn't turn it over, things like high outlets. Marc Gasol is a tremendous sort of high outlet guy. I think that their wings are committed runners. I think that their point guards are unselfish passers, kick ahead guys. And so, you know, quite possibly the first 4 to 6 seconds of a shot clock might be as important as anything in this series.
We heard both coaches pre-game talk about defense being huge. For you going into this series, what's the big thing that will swing this series? Is it a player? Is it a defensive philosophy? What are you looking for?
I'm looking for the team that can stay off the foul line or avoid putting the other team on the foul line. We saw that with the Raptors against Orlando. They didn't get to the line very much, and that was one of the few things they kind of struggled with against the Magic. Meanwhile, the 76ers are all season have been a team that lives at the foul line, and we're again in the playoffs against the Nets. And if the Raptors are going to put the 76ers on the foul line all series long, we're talking, I think they average 30 free throws a game or some crazy crazy number. And if the Raptors are going to sort of continue that tradition that the Nets started, the series won't go very long. And so I think that's going to be a real key, because you don't want to have your guys in foul trouble. You need Marc Gasol. We saw how much of an impact he has defensively the one game against Orlando. He sat, and all of a sudden Nikola Vucevic came out of nowhere and looked like his old self. So I think that's going to be a real key.
We talked pretty about defense, and you held Philly under 40%. What stood out for you defense tonight?
Well, I thought our defense was pretty good, but not. Let's put it this way: there's room for improvement. I thought we had several breakdowns as well, but what stood out for me is we did one thing that we set out to do, which was get up and get in them. Right? We didn't want to let them have too much easy. They had a couple, drives down, uncontested, a couple dunks here and there, but the main thing, I think, once we kind of got ourselves settled into the game, we were breaking up their sets. We were stopping the ball a long ways from the basket with the dribbler picking up his dribble, and we were up in them. So that's a really good starting point, right? That we're up and we're pressuring.
Coach John Schumann, how far has Kawhi Leonard come along as a scorer since you were with him in San Antonio?
Leaps and bounds, incrementally, just every year gets more dominant. And even when I came to Philadelphia, those years that I was in Philadelphia, looking in the rearview mirror of him evolving under Pop and in the San Antonio Spurs system, that you could just see this thing's trending in an incredible way. And to sort of fast forward that and look at his skill package tonight and the variety of ways that he scored and could get his shot off on some pretty good defensive players and big athletes was incredibly impressive. I think we have to do better if we're gonna win a game. If we're gonna win the series, we have to do better in relation to both of those guys. Now we can all sit here and say, kind of no kidding. The ripple effect is this is the best three-point shooting team in the NBA after the trade. And so, the balance of going at somebody and getting picked apart with Kyle or Danny, and others is real. So I feel like you certainly shake their hand, Kawhi and Pascal, they were excellent. But are you just going to live with that throughout a series? I doubt it. You know, what that looks like, how frequent is it, we'll figure that out.
That flurry of threes in the third, guys, I think got it to 4. What do you think allowed them to kind of push it back ahead?
I think just lack of communication, not sticking to that game plan that we had. I think overall at Spurs we did a good job, but it wasn't a game overall. You know, we came to every quarter and we were able to do that. So we got to do a better job of that.
I saw what Kawhi was doing. I mean, it was unbelievable, and just getting to spots, making shots, driving. I don't know. I wasn't really like looking at myself. Like I saw what Kawhi did. I don't know if you saw what I did too. That's great. Oh, I did. No, I mean it was good. Like we had early. A lot of pace and try to play in transition and then kind of take whatever the defense gives me and obviously if Kawhi is going off too, he's going to get some attention and kind of open up the floor for me too. So yeah, for sure, because we know it's a long series. There's going to be a lot of changes and teams going to make adjustments and I think it's coming out just kind of staying true to who you are as a team and trying to execute and obviously we know things are gonna there's gonna be some changes and all that, but I think if we stay within what we do and as a team and continue to build on that and kind of adjust whatever comes at us.